What's going on, guys? Welcome to a lower body session. This is kind of sort of mainly like it's promoting sort of like my members site. Obviously for my YouTube I like to do like more vloggy kind of things, more like taste testing, full days of eating, that kind of stuff, like going to London if I ever go to London, that kind of shit, going back to uni, all that kind of stuff. Whereas my member site is more like in detail, like more detailed workouts, more detail about nutrition, supplements, training, cardio, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in more to relate to that, then make sure you join my member site. It's down in the bio somewhere. But this is kind of like a little taster to my member site. So this could be 40 minutes long, this could be half an hour long, it could be 10 minutes long. I haven't got a fucking clue right now, but yeah, hopefully you enjoy. It's going to be a lower body session, and I'm really excited to hear it. So I'm just like sitting here, you know, just getting my nut in the game, thinking about what I'm going to do and stuff like that. Body weight at the moment, 155 pounds at 5'6". People ask me how tall I am all the time, so I'm 5'6", if anyone gives a fuck. 155 pounds, which is improvement. I got up about 3 or 4 pounds in the last week, so I'm nice and full of glycogen, feeling really good actually. Recovery's pretty good, appetite is superb, and yeah, I'm just motivation is all-time high at the moment, so can't complain on any of those factors. In regards to like my nutrition right now, I'm eating around about 3,600 to 3,600 to 3.7k calories at the moment, which is quite high for me. It's around about 220 protein, 550 carb, and around 55 grams of fat. So that is plenty for me at the moment, and I seem to be recovering pretty well off that, and I seem to like be gaining weight at a kind of steady, but not kind of not kind of like a fast pace, but kind of like a steady pace. So in regards to that, everything's pretty much spot on at the moment. It's just taking my time with things. My new split as well, for you guys who follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you probably know that I've changed my split to an upper lower split instead of my usual push pull legs. Why? Because I want to hit my muscles as frequent as possible. The more frequent you can hit a muscle, the better it's going to grow. It's like you do with anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The way I see it in perspective, when you do a lot of frequency, the volume has to be super low. You can't expect to do 20 sets of chest if you're training your chest 3 times a week. It's just not going to recover and efficient as well. And if your recovery is like hindered because you're doing too much volume, then you're not gonna progress either on the scales. Probably not how you want to progress, if you know what I mean. So you're not gonna get any PBs in the gym. You're not gonna progress hypertrophy wise. So you've got to remember that if you're training a muscle part 2-3 times a week, the volume needs to be super low. There's no need to go crazy like 4 or 5 sets on each movement, because like I said, you're training it 3 times a week. My current setup, I'm not really sure how my upper lower split's going to go. I'm currently experimenting with upper lower, rest, repeat. So it's training 4 days on, 1 day off. I'm not sure how that's going to go, because my recovery after a while, if I'm smashing it, trying to progress every session 4 days in a row, I'm not really sure how my recovery is going to like be. So keeping food really high for these days is going to be so important to try and get that recovery. Or the other option I have is upper lower rest, so 2 days on, 1 day off. That all depends how well I recover, really. So I'll keep you updated on the social medias in regards to how that changes, but so far I'm keeping to upper lower rest, and we see how it goes. So volume is going to be super low, and I'm talking about like 12 sets per workout. Nothing fucking crazy. Put it in perspective like this: if you're learning to drive, if you learn to drive, for example, and you're doing 2 sessions a week driving lessons, and you're doing it for 2 hours, by the time you do like the end of 2 hours, you're fucked. You can't be bothered. Whereas if you split it 4 times a week, but for half an hour, you're more likely to progress a little bit more. So kind of, you put it in that perspective a little bit, it's kind of more efficient if you do less volume, more frequency, instead of doing those long draining 2 hours and getting to the end of it and feeling fucked, and then you're swerving in the road, like crashing into people. Put it in perspective like that. So keep the volume nice and low if you're training body parts 2 or 3 times a week is going to be so efficient. And obviously if you're aching the next session, if your like chest is still killing when it comes around to training chest again, then you're not going to be able to perform and utilize those workouts as efficiently as you can. So yeah, today's session is going to be a lower body session. We are doing a total of 6 working sets for quads, 4 working sets for hamstrings, and 2 working sets for calves. And then we're going to implement 2 movements for biceps, 2 sets for each. So 3 movements for quads, 2 sets each. 1 heavy, so 1 heavy is just like 6 to 8 reps, and a 1 back off set to like 10 to 12 reps. Getting better and stronger within every single rep range is going to be so key for growth. Just because you're doing 5x5 and shit like that, when it comes to you doing the 12 rep rep, you're going to be fucked. You're not going to be as strong. So getting better within from your 1 RM to 20 reps, and you'll become such an efficient human muscular machine. You know, you'll be like the Terminator by the end of it. So yeah, that's how it's going to plan out. I'm going to take you through everything I do, and yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy. Hopefully you learn something new, and yeah, we're going to keep it nice and raw, see how it goes. So sit back, enjoy, guys, and I'll see you in the gym.
Yeah, well. Then it's like a couple of bits I want to do to it before I send it.
So what I'm doing is I'm trying to fire up my glutes. I really neglect my glutes quite often. I mean, I rely on like squatting movements, so like hat squats, V squats, barbell squats, Smith machine squats to build my glutes, and that's not the case. You can't improve your glutes just by doing that. You need to target them specifically. So starting off with them to fire up my glutes, just so that they can get hit. A lot of, especially males, a lot of like people like me who think, oh, glutes, fuck that, there's no point. But really kind of warming up, firing up these glutes, squeezing at the top, kind of taking my time with it, getting these glutes kind of working, because that is, if you don't train your glutes, then you're going to find it very hard to fire them up. So just do like 1 or 2 sets of this, just to kind of get a feel for it. Nothing crazy, nothing heavy, focusing on contractions, focusing on mind muscle connection, and just getting my nut in the game really for what's going to occur next. So if you guys are watching and neglect your glutes, seriously start hitting your glutes. Any glute exercise, just hit them, and they need to be active, because they are so powerful. They're the biggest muscle in your body, the glutes, so you need to take advantage of it, seriously. But yeah, 2 sets of that, and I'm good to move on.
Like, if you want to do the end of your session, squatting, beginning of your session, do that. I think that's what first.
Smith machine back squat first. I've had real bad hip issues in the past, so allowing myself to do the Smith machine kind of presents back kind of ache I get when I do back squats. So that's definitely a hip mobility thing. But first set, got 4 reps. Am I happy with that? Not really. I thought I'd get more. I thought I'd get 6 if I'm honest. And then my back off set I got 7. Thought I'd get more, but feeling a tiny little bit of my hip at the moment. Yeah, real heavy kind of fucking 2 sets there, real heavy ones for me. But I was hoping to get more. But it's the first time doing back squats on the Smith machine for ages. So definitely gonna push on that. If I up my body weight, then I'll definitely get stronger at that. But for now, it would do. Once my hip gets a little bit better, I'll go on to mainly barbell back squats. But for now, the Smith machine will do for me because that hip is playing up. Second movement, leg press. Again, lifting accurate, that's all I do. No one can critique my form apart from maybe the Smith machine squats where my knees were kind of caving in a little bit when it was really heavy, but the weight was too heavy. I was me fucking ego lifting as usual. But second movement of the day, leg press. Notice how I did a few sets. I do about 4 or 5 warm-up sets, just 1 rep on each plate. So 6 plates, 1 rep, 7 plates, 1 rep, 8 plates, 1 rep. Build it up to my working set. If you're doing your warm-up set, 6 plates, and you're doing like 15 reps, you're wasting energy. You're wasting energy for your working set. So, tip from me when it comes to warm-up sets is do 1 or 2 reps. 1 or 2 reps. Don't be wasting your energy on unnecessary shit. So, leg press second movement. First set, I was meant to go a bit light. Well, I thought I'd get 8. I got 12. And then we're going to keep on the same weight. We'll probably get a little bit less than what we did then. 2 working sets, 1 heavy, 1 back off. Simple as that. I'm feeling it, guys. Feeling it. That's what it's all about, leg day. Leg day is it's all in your head. If your nut is not in that game, you're not going to perform. Simple as that. You're not going to perform. You're thinking about fucking bollocks. Like you're thinking about your missus and shit like that. You're thinking about how much of a cunt your missus is. You're thinking about work and stuff like that. You're not going to progress. So this is like 2 hours of your day, stress-free. Get your fucking bean in the game. That was the quad portion done. Normally I mix my quad and hamstrings together, so I might do like a quad exercise, then a hamstring exercise, but today I thought I'd do quads and then hamstrings, and when it comes to my next lower body session, I'll do hamstrings first and then quad seconds, or I'll mix it, something like that. But that was really tough. I haven't sweated like this in a while, especially it's being cold outside. I ain't sweated like that in a while, so yeah. PBs on pretty much most things. On the leg press definitely. First time trying the barbell like lunges. I haven't done them for. I've done walking lunges, but I've never done like standing still like that. So yeah, absolutely fucking dying right now. But hitting some hamstrings now. Again, 4 working sets in total for hamstrings. 2, 1 heavy, 1 back off for each exercise I do. So yeah, I'm fucked. I can't really speak at the moment, but fucked. Hyper extensions next. Superb exercise for the glute, hamstrings high in. I like doing this a lot, especially when I'm driving through at the top of the movement. So I'm squeezing my glutes. So imagine banging a girl from behind and you're kind of pounding with your glutes, your hip thrusting, sort of like that. So I'm squeezing the fuck out of my glutes, contracting those hamstrings, and the pain is unreal. So if you never tried doing hyper extensions within your routine, give them a go, mate. Give them a go, because it will definitely, it'll help the glutes so much. It'll make the glutes a tiny bit stronger. So watch how I do this and how I activate my glutes. So that's legs wrapped up. I like to train biceps with my leg sessions, because if I did it with a pull session, my biceps would be fried. So I want to maximise my potential in like strength when it comes to training like biceps. Because if I did it after pulling, doing pull downs, rowing, deadlifts, shit like that, my biceps will be fried, and you can't maximise potential when it's like that. So I'm going to finish off with 4 sets of biceps. I'll do 2 movements again, same rep range, 1 heavy, 1 back off, usual stuff, and just trying to progress strength with a little bit of volume on my bicep work, and hopefully they'll grow, hopefully. So guys, leg routine wrapped up nicely there. Feeling it this morning, definitely a shit ton in my hamstring, so I know I've done something right. Just to recap what we did in the session. So I started off with a Smith machine back squat. The main reasons I chose the Smith machine is because obviously I have hip issues, and the Smith machine kind of takes kind of tension off the lower back, if you know what I mean. I can just do an affluent kind of movement instead of being all over the place and my back being fucking smoked. So we started off there, 1 heavy set. I've got like 4 reps and 1 back off set of 7 reps. We moved on to the leg press second. We hit again 1 heavy set, 1 back off set. So I did the first set, I was aiming for 8, and I managed 12, so I was happy about that. And then I did a back off set, which was the same weight for 10 reps, so I got 12 and 10, which I was very, very pleased about. That was a PB for me as well. Then we moved on to a kind of small bar, you know, the small barbells you get for the lunges. I did 2 sets again, and I went one set of 12 and one set of 14, and that was the heaviest weight they had, so I might have to actually get a barbell now. Might have to get a barbell to put on my back because that's quite light. If I want to go heavier, then I'm not sure how I'd do that. In regards to hamstrings, I moved on to a seated leg curl of 2 sets, 1 set of 9, 1 set of 11. Focused all on contractions there, just taking my time with things. That's what it's all about, hamstrings. Getting that contraction is great. Don't be just swinging that weight, because so much momentum can overtake those kind of movements. So take your time with that. And then we finished hamstrings with hyperextensions again, focusing more on the hamstring glute tie, and so I was squeezing the fuck out of my glutes at the top of that movement, and eventually when it gets to like the 10th rep, if you're doing it with accurate form, your legs start to shake and you're going all over the place, so you know you're doing something right. And then I finished off with 2 sets of standing calf raise. So I forgot to film the bicep bit. It was just too busy in the dumbbell area to do that. It's such a small gym. It's just too busy, so I kind of left out what I did there. But hopefully this video has helped you. Hopefully you can watch it like pre-workout and you can learn something new and you can try the routine for yourself. And let me know in the comments down below what you kind of think. Member site, if you feel free to join up, link is in the description. This is what covers more of my member site than my YouTube channel. So yeah, feel free to join today if you like, whenever's best for you. So yeah, let me know, guys. Thank you very much for all the support. Remember, get your fucking nut in the game. Forget about your missus. If your missus tells you, not George, but if your missus tells you, don't go to the gym, spend it with me. What are you eating again? Oh, do you have to go to the gym? Get rid of her. She's a cunt. See you guys in the next one.